Hi, I'm Ben Thomas from MLA, and one picture is enough to show just how extraordinary current beef cattle prices are. And this is it, 20 years of the Eastern Young Cattle Indicator. Since the start of this century, it's bounced around between 3 and 400 cents. But we left that band behind 18 months ago, and we're now well acquainted with the mid-600s. It's been surge after surge for 18 months, and the latest surge is what you get when historically low cattle availability meets widespread rain. With the end of a Pacific El Nino, the late autumn break has been one of the best seen for years. And the Bureau forecasts more of the same, with the vast majority of the continent set for a wetter than average July to September. That spells tighter cattle availability as the industry rebuilds a depleted herd. So we've revised the adult slaughter forecast for the year down even further to 7.4 million, the third lowest since 1996. Females as a proportion of total slaughter is already well under 50%, confirming that rebuilding is underway. We're forecasting it'll dip as low as 44%, as it did in previous rebuilding phases. Fewer females contributes to higher average carcass weights, and we're now forecasting 2016 as a record on that score, with an average of 288 kilos. That's helped too by a much higher proportion of cattle on feed. Compared to processors, feedlots have been taking 2.5 to 2 times as many cattle that make up the Eastern Young Cattle Indicator, well above the long-term average. We're tipping 2017 to have the lowest meat production since 2003, at just over 2 million tonnes. Consider though that at 2003 carcass weights, that would have been less than 1.8 million tonnes, and heavier carcasses will see a stronger recovery in production in the following years. So are there any factors likely to play against the current high prices? Well, without overstating it, we see at least 3. Firstly, we're in a global market. In Aussie dollar terms, heavy steer prices here are about as close as they've been to North American prices any time in the past 11 years. That's a very resistant ceiling. Secondly, South American product is all significantly cheaper than ours. With improved market access, some of those countries now represent more serious competitors for market share. Finally, the success of our own herd and production recovery will at some point apply downward pressure, but our assessment is that the remainder of 2016 will see support continue. The price adjustment will come though, and restockers looking at paying 660 cents a kilo for young steers now will need to consider how many kilos they can add, and how quickly, in order to utilise profitably the expected abundant supply of spring feed. You can access all our market info, including the full projections report, at the MLA website, or try the MLA Market Info app on your smartphone. See you next time.